What is up, everybody? Welcome back to From the Crypt, where we are going to be discussing some Halloween movies. I know. It's January. But
October lives in my heart
forever. Year round.
and ever.
And that's just how it is. Spooky season doesn't end for us because that's just not fun, okay?
Yeah.
And we're fun guys, so we're going to be having
Yeah.
some fun talking about some Halloween movies. We're going to have some hot takes. Well, I'm going to have some hot takes. Derek, depending on what your stance on the Gordon David Green, right?
David Gordon Green.
David Gordon Green, yeah. Wow, I just got that way twisted. But David Gordon Green.
Gordon David.
Yeah, something with those three names in it. His trilogy, 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. Depending on where you stand in the fight for justice on that front, both of us might have some hot takes. So
Yeah, I think we're going to have, one of what you think is going to be a hot take is not really as hot as you think.
yeah,
Mine is.
yeah.
Mine could get me shot if I went into a Halloween convention, I feel.
Oof. Well,
Yeah.
I think overall the crowd is pretty universal on Ends. To be honest with you, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Anyway, to start things off, Derek, what have you been listening to lately?
So, after we did our best albums and then, Spotify Wrapped and everything, I've actually been going through all of my top songs of the year, like playlists that Wrapped has saved for me over the years. So that has been fun to see. Like one of the years, I was like, man, I threw a lot of trucks at work because it was just nothing but my truck playlist. Or it's like, God, I must have been really pissed off this year because I was just listening to nothing but the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack to calm me down. So, and I celebrated Creedmas this year, so that was fun.
Nice.
But yeah, so I guess I've been listening to a little bit of everything and Creed on top of it.
Hell yeah.
What about you?
Well, last day that I listened to like a lot of music would have been Friday because I was at work, and this weekend I've been pretty busy, so I haven't really had a whole lot of music playing. But
I've got an intruder.
Pretty. Oh, hello, intruder.
Well, yeah, Dave's recording, bud. Go ahead and go.
The look on his face, dude. He looked like he just walked in on like a crime scene or some shit.
Yeah, I guess.
He looked like he was in trouble.
Anyways, continue.
Anyway, so I'm pretty sure it's my Trivium only playlist, and it's because I added all of Trivium's albums to a playlist. Because if you just go to Trivium, or if you just go to Ice Nine Kills, or if you just go to Creed or whatever, and you hit shuffle, you're gonna get everything that they've featured in as well. Especially Ice Nine Kills. I don't know what it is about Ice Nine Kills in particular, but for whatever reason, every time I shuffle Ice Nine Kills as an artist, dude, I get all of their featured stuff before I get their actual stuff, like their stuff from the Silver Scream and shit. And I'm like, why are we doing that? I want to listen to Ice Nine Kills, not this band featuring Spencer or this band featuring Ice Nine Kills. Like, I just want to listen to Ice Nine Kills. What the fuck? But anyway,
Yeah,
so
Spencer was featured in a lot of stuff
I know.
over the last couple of years.
and that's
so,
great.
yeah.
Like, power to them, and they're all good. It's all good
Yeah.
stuff. But dude, if I want to listen to Ice Nine Kills, there's a reason I want to listen to Ice Nine Kills. I want to listen to the Silver Scream or Welcome to Horrorwood or I'm not here to listen to the features right now. Okay, I specifically shuffled this artist because I want to listen to this artist. But
Yeah, I feel like if you did that with Creed, you'd get a lot of Alter Bridge, which I don't really care for, which I know is controversial. I don't want to hear Scott Stapp's solo stuff, and I
Yeah.
don't want to hear the stuff with Art of Anarchy.
yeah,
I want some good old-fashioned American Creed.
exactly. But my point was I just added all of Trivium's albums, like feature albums, to a playlist. So when I want to listen to nothing but Trivium, but I don't want to listen to a specific album, I can just go to this playlist and hit shuffle, and it's going to give me something off of one of those albums, which is what I fucking want.
Yeah.
And
Get a little bit of everything.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I've been listening to the most. I also, since we talked about Seven Dust the other day, or a couple weeks ago or whatever, I went back and listened to Kill the Flaw again a couple times just because it was scratching an itch, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
But
Oh,
yeah,
man.
that's about it.
Oh, excuse me. It's this delicious beverage I'm drinking. But yeah, video game wise, still not much. I'm gonna definitely game a little bit tonight. But I did get to play a good bit of Clone Hero over the holidays, so that was fun.
Hell yeah.
'Cause I feel like I've gotten beyond rusty. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, over the holiday, I mean, same. I haven't been playing a whole lot of anything either, but over the holiday, we played a little bit of Mario Party because the family was visiting.
Nice.
Um, played a little bit of Zelda. Played a little bit of Zelda today as well.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Tears
still
of the
haven't
Kingdom.
played it.
Oh, dude, so good.
I know. I know. Once I beat Breath of the Wild, then I'll buy Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Breath of the Wild's still great too, but
Oh,
Tears of
yeah.
the Kingdom,
Those are
I've been
awesome.
taking my time on. I literally only have the Water Temple and the Air Temple. Those are the only two that I've gotten done. So, I mean, I've been taking my sweet ass time. Most people have beaten the shit out of it by now, but
Oh yeah.
but yeah, I just don't play like I did with Breath of the Wild. So,
That's
and
fair.
I played some Gauntlet Dark Legacy the other day
Nice.
on New Year's
Okay.
from the PlayStation 2
Yeah.
or PlayStation 1 or something, and I was like, what the hell, dude? Am I playing this right now? It's been a long time since I played a fucking Gauntlet game. But yeah, I was thoroughly shocked that the person I was hanging out with even knew what the fuck it was, but she was like, yeah, me and my brother used to play this. And I'm like, did you just say fucking Gauntlet? like the Gauntlet? Gauntlet Legends, Gauntlet, you know? And she was like, well, I don't know if it's Legends, but yeah, it's an old like PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1 game or something. And I'm like, dude, that's fucking wild that you even know what the hell that is, because that's like a deep cut, you know? Like, I don't know a whole lot of people that play Gauntlet or have played Gauntlet, you know?
Yeah, it's not really talked about very much, but
No.
yeah, it was PS2, Xbox, and GameCube era.
Yeah, it's good shit, man. And I remember playing Gauntlet Legends a lot, and that was like PS1, N64 shit. Like, you know, I was old as fuck, so it was just cool.
Yeah.
And I think Legends is the one that came out right before Gauntlet Dark Legacy, so they're really similar. Honestly, they're pretty much the same game, but different
Oh, the
levels,
one I
different
looked up
story and
was
shit.
Yeah, the one I looked up was actually Dark Legacy.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
That's the one
yeah.
that's the one we played. But
Okay.
yeah, other than that, yeah, not really a whole lot.
Yeah, it's been the holidays. We've been busy with other shit. Yeah, you know, it's
Pretty much.
yeah.
Yep. Had
Well,
family visiting and just too much shit going on to be doing really anything.
Yeah. But still getting the horror on though.
Obviously.
So yeah, I guess let's just go ahead and jump right in. Today we will be discussing the David Gordon Green Halloween trilogy. The first film came out in 2018. Due to the event, kills and ends were delayed by a year. But yeah, I guess. Hold on, there we go. All right, so Halloween 2018 for me, I thought it was good. It has a few like I think the journalists in the movie are dumb, and I'm glad like because it's like one, run the fuck away, you dumb idiot. I almost said a really bad word there. But sorry, I know I'm getting ahead of myself. I got thoughts for days on this movie. But one thing that is awesome is me and my wife, we did see it in Hawaii the day it came out when we were
nice.
on our honeymoon. So that was cool.
Hell yeah.
But I guess one thing I'll definitely touch on first, and it's true throughout all three movies, the score is easily the best part of this trilogy. The
Oh yeah.
score throughout is just perfect. John Carpenter, Cody Carpenter, and I believe it's Daniel Davies. Just absolutely fantastic work on this, on the score in this.
Oh yeah.
But I guess, oh, yeah, you know what? I'm such a doofus. Plot synopsis. Okay. Also, spoilers ahead. Man, I'm unorganized today, I suppose.
Spoilers everywhere.
Yeah, spoilers for a movie that's been out for over 5 years at this point.
Yeah, no excuse.
It's 40 years after the original babysitting murder, or babysitting, God, babysitter murders. I can't talk today. And Lori has basically become a recluse and is kind of a fucking badass. But anyways, so then these journalists are doing a pod. We're doing a podcast on Michael Myers, and they take the mask to him, which I don't know. I guess it just gives him a little bit of juice. And then eventually breaks out, finds them, kills them, gets the mask, and then returns back to Haddonfield for more chaos to ensue and more unsuspecting victims of the boogeyman.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You talk for a little bit because I'm fumbling over my freaking words something fierce today for some reason.
So, Halloween 2018 is the only one of these three that I liked at all, period. However, I really only liked the first 2/3 of this movie. And I'm just going to be straight up. That's the only spoilery thing I'm going to say for my opinion for the next two movies anyways. Obviously, I'm not a fan. But that's where our opinions pretty much differ, and that's where we're going to get a little bit of the dynamic going here, because I was not a fan. I've never been I've never been a giant Halloween fan to begin with, you know? Like, I like the Halloween movies. However, they're not my go-tos. They're not the ones that I look forward to the most when I'm going to start watching Halloween movies for this season, you know? But I thought the opening was great. I thought that it was just menacing. It was daunting. It was the whole like curb stomp and then dropping the teeth over the fucking bathroom stall thing was insane. Like, sent chills down my spine. Like, holy fuck, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I thought that was great. And I thought that it continued to be great. And I liked where it was going. But once it got to the point where Myers was back at Laurie's house, which has now been completely rigged to shit. It is pretty much just a fucking military base now. Secret fucking armored bunker, basically. With all the work, she's got guns and shit out the wazoo. And she's been pretty much training for this shit for 40 fucking years. 40 years. 40 years. And some of the things that she was doing seemed like she had only been thinking about this for like 15 minutes. And that's where I started falling off. And I'm like, you have been doing this for 40 fucking years to make some of the biggest rookie mistakes in the book. Like, mistakes that a toddler would make. You know, like, I just... The one that blew my fucking mind the most. The one that blew my mind the most was when she knew Mikey... Yes, when she knew Mikey was in the yard coming at her, trying to get into the house. She puts her head centimeters away from a glass window, back against the wall. Glass window. 40 years? 40? Not a fucking snowball's chance in hell are you going to convince me she's been thinking about this for 40 years. She put her face, the thing that has her sight, her smell, her hearing, her taste, all of those senses linked to it, that close to a fucking glass window? No fucking sir, no. You're not going to convince me at all. And then, somehow she miraculously escaped the clutches of his fucking fist that, guess what? Spoiler alert, burst through the fucking window that she was centimeters away from and ran upstairs.
To be fair, she did blow off half of his hand with a shotgun.
Yeah, but again, 40 years, she knows that his hand being blown off is not going to do a goddamn thing. She knows that. We know that.
Yeah.
She knows that. Like, come on now. That
Yeah,
shotgun
it's
ain't gonna
not.
do nothing to his hand. He doesn't need that
Wouldn't.
hand.
It wasn't. It wouldn't obviously affect like him like it would you or I, but still, that I feel was just desperation and bought her a little bit of get out of jail time.
Yeah, but she put herself back in jail. She ran upstairs. She ran
Yeah.
upstairs. What do you do in horror movies? You don't fucking run upstairs. You don't
I
do
feel
that.
bad. I feel bad for the fact that I did just rewatch this, and this is a movie that I do rewatch regularly. Like I think before I rewatched this like within the last 5 months. I can't remember the exact sequence of events, but like if she went upstairs immediately after, I know she had to go back upstairs obviously because then she was looking for him and closing off rooms for him to hide in to better lure him into the basement. So I think her plan was, I don't want to say not well thought out, but I think she overthought it because it's like even my wife, who obviously have seen this before, was when they finally got him trapped in the basement. She's like, why didn't they just stand up there with guns and just shoot him? Like the only thing I could say is, well, what if he moved out of their fucking line of fire, you know? But still, it's a little bit too crazy. It could have been simplified a little bit, but that still doesn't like upset me like it does, or like, or
Dude.
it got you fired up. That's for sure.
I was
It
flustered.
didn't.
That whole sequence, I was flustered because I wanted it to be a fucking cool ass showdown with Lori winning because dude, if I had spent 40 years of my fucking life studying this person and its or this thing and its abilities and what it was capable of doing, what it was capable of feeling and taking, I know that I would want it to win. I would want it to succeed as fast as possible, as efficient as possible. And I feel like 40 years is too long of a time for her to have been planning this, for her to have made that many mistakes. And those are only two. Those are only two. And it's been a while since I've seen it, but I know that there were several other ones. Another really big one was just, if the goal was to get him in the fucking basement, she should have started in the fucking basement. I mean, I understand that's going to cut out a lot of movie time, and I understand that's going to take a lot of the fun out of the chase and shit like that, but I feel like there still could have been a little bit better of a choice there into, I want him in the basement, so let's get him in the fucking basement. I'm not going to chase him around the fucking house and run upstairs and almost get my face ripped off and all this shit just to get him in the basement when I already know he's looking for me. He wants me. At least that's what my impression is after 40 years of studying this thing. So I'm going to go hide my ass in the fucking basement, let him come down to me, pop a cap in his knees or some shit, run back up the stairs really fast, and then close the gate. And then enact the rest of it. Burn him alive or whatever the fuck she ended up doing, you know? That's my biggest thing, is like, dude, 40 years is a long fucking time. Okay? Like, it's a long time. I'm not even 40 years old yet. You're not even 40 years old. Like,
Nope.
that's longer than our lifetime right now. And just rookie mistake after rookie mistake after rookie mistake, you know?
I will say, all the training and preparation in the world, it'll help you, but it's still human. The human element. We're still going to make mistakes. That's
And
like, for instance,
you're never gonna beat a Michael Myers figure. I mean, that's the whole point of his character, I guess. But like,
well, and I'll use an analogy to describe kind of how I view it, Wick, because I understand what you're saying with the 40 years of training and building this trap and everything. It should have went flawlessly, but like, let's say Michael Jordan, for instance, he practices shooting hoops for 40 years every day. Is he going to make every shot?
no.
Nah, he still won't make it. So and I also think that there were probably some unexpected elements as well that may have deterred her plan from how it was originally conceived. I don't know if she accounted for Allison, or if it was just her and Karen, like when she was young and they were building it or anything. So I'm not as overly critical about that scene. It didn't The plan, yeah, it was a little bit like really a little bit well thought out in some areas, a little like way too thought out. But it didn't bother me because I get it. They wanted to burn him alive because he'd been shot how many times, so they probably thought like, oh, this wouldn't work. And if we burn him, he has the devil's eyes. We'll send him back to hell,
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah. I don't know. I think I think my biggest thing was because I had liked the movie so much before that scene. I think it was just more of a like I had really liked it, and we're getting to the climax, so I'm thinking that my expectations are already going to be exceeded because I was already here. But it just nosedived because of all of it, and I don't know. Again, it is what it is. I know that a lot of it probably was just due to time, and they didn't want to just cut out a whole hour of the movie, or maybe not an hour, but 30 minutes of the movie, maybe. And
Well, one thing that I still want to see to this day is the original cut. Because when they pitched this movie originally, it was just a one-off. It wasn't supposed to be a trilogy. It
yeah,
was supposed to be a one-off. And if you watch the trailer, the original trailers that came out for the movie, you will see that there are scenes where Michael and Laurie are fighting in the like kind of boneyard where all of her mannequins are that she shoots and stuff. Not once in the movie. So there is a different cut of the movie that unfortunately has not been released. Probably won't ever be released because movie studio executives are assholes.
yeah,
But I would like to see that and see how differently everything goes.
yeah. I'd watch it
Uh,
if they released a different cut of it. I'd watch it for sure.
so one thing I definitely wanted to mention that I don't hear anybody ever talking about. So Halloween is set, or the movie is set in Haddonfield, Illinois. Okay, now forever, or maybe it has eluded me this entire time. They never said where Haddonfield was. It was in Illinois. Now, one thing that was awesome about this movie is it gave us a county, Warren County. You know where Warren County, Illinois is, Jacob?
Not off the top of my head, no.
It is Monmouth and Galesburg.
No way.
It is literally an hour away from here.
Hell yeah.
So, so I wanted to drop that little information nugget now because that will come into play when I'm talking about Halloween ends.
Okay.
But I thought that was crazy awesome. Nobody ever mentions that, and it's
That is
like,
pretty
hey,
cool.
I used to drive through Galesburg all the freaking time.
Yeah,
So
I've
yeah,
been I've been through Monmouth a few times as well.
yeah. So like seeing some of the stuff more in line with ends, it's like, yeah, I could literally like that looks like something that I would have seen in Galesburg.
Oh yeah.
What else? Let's. I'll talk about Judy Greer and Andy Matichak. They played Karen and Allison. Both of them I thought were great. I really liked Andy Matichak's performance of Allison. She just knocked it out of the park. And Judy Greer is literally great in anything that she's in. Basically, Arrested Development. She's Kitty,
Yeah.
and yeah, I love Judy Greer, so I was already ecstatic with the casting. I love Jamie Lee Curtis as sorry, Laurie Strode's 40 years later, and the fact that she is just batshit crazy,
Yeah.
but I mean, really not. And she's just a goddamn badass. And apparently, I'm not the only person that liked that since they tried to do that in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that came out in 2022 and just felt completely shoehorned in and was dumb as shit. Um, what else was there? I can't remember the girl who played Vicky in the movie, but I wish she was in the movie more and put up more of a fight in her scene, or not put up more of a fight, but just was allowed to fight more because I liked I liked the actress that played her. She did a very good job, and I feel bad that I can't even remember her name.
Um,
No, I can't find it either.
Vicky
Oh wait,
is
Virginia Gardner. God, I feel
Yeah.
dumb for that. I knew that.
Virginia
Um,
Gardner. Yeah.
but yeah, Vicky was a good friend in the movie. Um, Another question, and I'll pass the baton off to you now. Do you think Dr. Sartain helped Michael escape, or did Michael just do it out of an act of Satan?
And this is where he wrecks the bus, right?
Yeah. Because it
Or
never
the
says
bus
what
wrecks.
happened.
Anyway.
Yeah, it never says how the bus wrecks or if, like, Dr. Sartain accidentally unlocked Michael's shackles or something that allowed him to break loose. Do you think he aided in that?
Well, I know he had that weird obsession with him later in the movie, right? And he was like
Oh, yeah.
wearing his mask and shit, and like he put his mask on or something, and like
Yeah,
doing some
after he
weird sketchy
killed
shit.
Hawkins.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it would not surprise me in the slightest if he aided him, because I feel like if he didn't, none of that stuff would have been able to come true for him.
Yeah. And then he could
So
get his, find out what the pleasures Michael gets from killing and whatnot.
yeah, I don't think he would have been able to do that. Well, I guess he might have been able to do it still in wherever he was being transported to, but it probably wouldn't have been as easy of a write-off to say that the bus just crashed. It's probably a lot
Yeah.
easier for him as an alibi to say that the bus crashed. To get in on his fucking weird ass plan or some shit.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Another
I'm gonna
thing.
bank on he probably fucking helped.
Yeah, that's what I've always thought, just so he could study his patient out in the wild and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you remember when we talked about the Terrifier movies and how I talked about the Terrifier 3 teaser, and everybody was saying like, "Oh my God, Art killed a kid. I'm not gonna watch the movie," and this and
Yeah.
this and this. Yeah, Michael Myers does kill a little kid. Like, I don't know how old he is, maybe 13, 12, something like that. I don't know. He's not really feeling the hunting. He's wanting to go dance class because that's kind of his thing right now.
Mm.
So I don't know where the outrage was when Michael Myers strangled a kid, let alone standing over a baby's crib in this movie.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so people are dumb in the end. That was that point.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's just weird for anybody to have that as a criticism of somebody that is just an entity of evil. I
Yeah.
mean, they are literally an evil entity that kills people. He's not an evil entity that kills women or kills uh,
Just men.
Irish people. Like
Yeah.
he literally kills people in general. He doesn't discriminate. I mean, it's not evil doesn't give a fuck. Like evil's gonna do evil things. Whether it's a baby, a child, an adult, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Evil's gonna do what evil's gonna do.
yeah, and I think that's the
That's
whole point of his character. So for that to be an argument at all, like that's like saying, man, I'm just pissed off that they killed a dog in this movie. Like yeah, it's upsetting to watch, but if they're a fucking killer, it's not out of character for them to kill a dog or whatever.
To be fair, I am that guy. I would rather see a baby die than a dog or a cat die. But that's just
Don't get me wrong, I don't like seeing it.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't like seeing it either. It upsets the shit out of me. But like,
Yeah.
it's still like if that's how the director wanted to go. I mean, as long as they're not actually getting hurt in the shooting of the movie, whatever. Like
Yeah.
it is what it is.
So yeah, I ultimately I felt that David Gordon Green and Danny McBride did good with everything in this movie. Like I know they were the writers and I believe executive producers, and obviously David Gordon Green directed it. I thought it was good, and I was very excited that when they announced, oh, you know what, like because I was just expecting a sequel, not.
Trilogy.
Not a trilogy. So when they announced a trilogy after how good the movie was itself, I was very excited. And yeah, keep in mind this is all going on during the pandemic and everything, so everything got pushed back. Um, But they announced, yeah, Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. They announced them both at the same time. I was like, okay, Halloween Kills. I like that. Halloween Ends. Don't know about that one. The title, which may reflect how I feel about the movies later on. But so I guess let's go ahead. Let's shift gears and go ahead and start talking about Halloween Kills.
All right,
Um,
this one I'm definitely gonna need your help jogging my memory on this one because it's more fuzzy than the other two.
yeah, and I'm obviously going to go ahead and point out just before we get started with this. If Evil Dies Tonight bothers you that much, shut this off because it did not bother me at all. Um, the that was the one. That's the one thing that I see all the time. Evil dies tonight. And it's like, dude, so what? Have you seen a crazy mob of people? They'll chant anything. Poop, fart, fiddle. They will literally chant anything.
Yeah.
So at least Evil Dies Tonight makes sense. And you know what? It's a freaking awesome line for a t-shirt too. So, but back when they announced these movies, Kills and Ends, it was originally believed that it was going to be a trilogy taking place all on the same night, kind of 24 style, which was also really cool. And Halloween Kills is a direct follow up to Halloween 2018, ending exactly like, I mean, they connect. It's not a 4 year gap.
Yeah.
But no, so the movie opens up with Allison's boyfriend, Cameron, walking down the street. He's drunk, trying to call his buddy, who Michael's already got a hold of in the first one. And then he finds Officer Hawkins
His buddy's
on the
the
ground.
one. His buddy's the one that got hung up on the fence, right?
Yeah, the freaking thing, too.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Just making sure I got the character right.
Yeah, Oscar.
Oscar.
And so then Cameron finds Hawkins, and Hawkins is still alive. So already right out of the gate, thank God, because that was the part I hated the most in Halloween 2018 was Hawkins dying. Because Hawkins was, I can't think of his real name off the top of my head. He was one of the coaches in Remember the Titans, which is an amazing movie. And so, no, you will not kill him. He will live on. So I was already ecstatic with what it did. And then
Will Patton.
Will Patton, yeah. I'm just not on my A game today by any means.
It's all good. It's all good.
But so then Hawkins says, "If he's, I'm going to be the one that's going to kill him." And then it does a flashback sequence to 1978, the night Michael was apprehended. This sequence was amazing, like just
Is that where they did
everything.
the deep fakes and stuff too?
Yeah, well, no, that was not a deep fake. That was practical effects.
Really?
Yeah, that was 100% practical effects for Loomis.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Because I remember thinking to myself, man, this is like the best fucking deep fake I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, no, that was real,
God
like 100%.
That makes it even
But
better.
yeah,
Holy
but
shit!
it like really felt like 1978, like
Yeah.
hardcore.
Yeah, the way
78.
even the way they filmed it and everything was pretty reminiscent of the original movie.
And the fact that the score also changed too.
Yeah.
Like it went definitely right in vein with 78, not like an evolution or anything like in 2018.
Right. Right.
So that whole opening sequence was awesome. You know, we got the killer score pounding throughout. And then, God, what else? What happens next then? No, the bar where Tommy's given the backstory, and then you do get to. Yeah, you do get to see Tommy Doyle, played by Anthony Michael Hall, which I've had the pleasure of meeting him in real life. He was a sweetheart and just absolutely an amazing person.
Hell yeah.
Lindsay Wallace, she's there. Marion, Nurse Marion, and then Lonnie Elam. They were the survivors of that night, and so they get together every year and celebrate just not being dead or chased by Michael Myers.
Makes sense.
Newsflash, they're fucked.
Yeah.
But
It checks out, but they don't check out. They get fucking
yeah. Oh yeah. And so then it cuts to Lori in the back of the truck. Like, she was stabbed in the stomach and was bleeding everywhere. Fire trucks rolling past, heading to her house, put out the fire. Guess who found a place to hide and waited for a structural collapse and then came out of the gun shed that was in the basement? A burnt up, badass looking Michael Myers.
Hell yeah.
Which, let me go ahead and talk about that too. But this is the best Michael Myers has looked. Nobody will convince me otherwise.
I think it looks pretty damn cool with the burnt up mask
Yeah.
and shit, yeah.
Like, he looked good in 2018, but just the fact that like half of the mask is burnt and
Had that
it's
two-faced looking
distorted.
shit going on.
Yeah, he looked fucking great in this movie.
I can agree with that.
But then goes outside and then kills all the firemen outside. Just a massacre. Which, if you get the chance to put Chad Kroger and Josie Scott's Hero playing and you time it just right, you are in for some hilarious shit. Don't worry, I've done it. It's amazing.
That
and then
sounds
we're back
amazing.
at the hospital. Yeah, we're back at the hospital. Lori's recovering from surgery. A bunch of other stuff's going on. Yeah, I guess I'll stop right there with this. It's not even a plot synopsis. This is basically a whole entire summary at this point. But hit me with some stuff.
So, like I said, this is the most fuzzy of the three. I should have watched them. I had time. I just wasn't thinking about it. I had a lot of other stuff going on. In the movies we did end up watching were not Halloween, so that's kind of weird, but definitely could have been. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about that. But that being said, I do vaguely remember very much enjoying the opening sequence, like you said. I did like the flashback and everything to the 70s and shit like that. I thought that was very well done. I mean, can't even lie about that. And now that I know it's practical effects and not deep fake, like, that just makes it even better.
Yeah.
The bar scene, I don't know. I remember it being, in my opinion, when I seen it, I remember it being cheesy as fuck, but maybe that was just me and I could be remembering it wrong, but I thought it came off kind of corny. I mean, it made sense, of course. Like, I understand why they would come together and, like, but you got to think at least one of them probably would be a little bit opposed to this idea and stay home. They'd probably be a recluse. They'd probably, like, not want anything to do with anybody that has to do with Michael Myers, you know? Like, I know I would probably not want to be around that shit, like, ever.
Yeah, it was Lori. That's the one.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, I don't remember which one it was. I know there was one person in particular that as far as the survivors go at the bar, that I was just like, dude, I cannot take this person seriously at all. I don't know what it is, but I just cannot take them seriously in the fucking slightest. But yeah, I don't know. I can't even fucking remember. Let's see. What else did we talk about so far? We had Lori in the back of the truck. She got stabbed.
Firefighter sequence.
Firefighters. Yeah. Okay. Mikey's reveal was pretty cool.
Yes.
I did like that. I mean, we all knew it was coming, so it's not like it was a surprise or anything, but it was really cool how they did it. And wasn't it like a big killing sequence too? They just like, they came in like, he just started fucking killing everybody.
Oh yeah, all the fireworkers.
The firefighters, yeah, that's right.
He killed the shit out of them.
Yeah, that's right. I thought that was a pretty sick ass sequence too. And like I said, I already agree with you on the way he looked. Is probably the best he's looked.
Yeah, and yeah. So then basically after that, it becomes, oh, Michael's not dead. Oh, we've got to hunt him, and we're gonna hunt him in the dumbest possible ways, which turns into great viewing pleasure because we get a lot of brutal fucking kills in this movie. We get introduced to, in my opinion, two of the best characters in the movie, possibly franchise, in Big John and Little John. So much so, I had to nickname two guys on my team at work after them, as a great sign of respect. And when you have too many Jonathans or Johns, you got to distinguish them. Yeah, the kills in this movie, I Jesus Christ, I fucking love them.
Big John and
They're
Little
like,
John were the gay couple, right?
yes, yes, they
Okay,
were.
okay.
They were easily like the best part of the movie for me
I thought they were pretty cool.
because yeah, like Michael McDonald, I think that's his name. He plays Stewart on Mad TV, and the
Oh
people
yeah.
that are watching, they're like, "Oh, Stewart, yeah." No. But and then I believe the other actor was Scott MacArthur, which I don't know what he's from, but just great. Just they're so fun, and this movie needed that. It needed their comedicness, and I love those characters so much.
Scott
And then
MacArthur.
yeah, I believe it was Scott MacArthur. I
Uh,
could be
the
wrong.
Mick. No Hard Feelings. Killing It. The Righteous Gemstones. Yeah, it doesn't seem like using a whole lot of like big stuff.
Well,
Halloween Kills looks like the biggest thing that he's been in.
he knocked it out of the frickin' park, and his
Oh,
death was seriously.
NCIS. He's in NCIS.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's
His
pretty cool.
death. His death was so brutal, and keep in mind this was 2021. I was just fascinated with just the knife through the armpit, and then his eyes literally being gouged out and watching them gouge out. Like I was like, "Fuck, this is just brutal." It raised my brutal bar.
Yeah.
The movie as a whole, but then Terrifier came, took a dump on it, and then took a hacksaw right in half and threw salt and bleach on it.
Yeah.
A year
Salt
later.
and bleach. Hashtag salt and bleach.
But even the car sequence at the playground, like when the kids are there swinging and Lindsay goes and checks on them. Like one, those kids are rocking the season of the witch masks, so yes, awesome. And yep, once again, Michael kills another kid, cuts his
Yeah.
freaking head off or whatever. I mean, he has a bloody mask, but then kills the shit out of Nurse Marion. Then the nurse dressed up as a doctor. Just the sequence of him getting stabbed in the eye and just the way he was moving is just like God, so awesome.
Yeah.
The doctor that was dressed up as a nurse, her kill didn't do it for me all that well because yeah, it was kind of I'm just gonna kick the door and you're gonna shoot Desert Eagle and blow your own brains out.
Right.
That was whatever. And then Lindsay beating the shit out of him and having a face to face with him. That was really cool. Also, I guess we should say at this point, Lori is in the hospital the entire freaking movie. But if you didn't already know that, why are you listening to this?
Yeah.
God, what else was there? And one thing that I think I really loved about this movie, and it kind of Last Jedi'd it, if I may say so, because this whole entire time you think, oh, it's Michael's coming after Lori. Michael's coming after Lori. No, Michael's not coming after Lori. In Halloween 2018, Sartain brings him to her. He wasn't going to find where she lived, and he wasn't going to the hospital looking for her in this one. So it showed Michael has his own priorities. It's just that bitch Laurie Strode keeps getting in the way of things and gumming up the works. So it presenting a thing that it doesn't have to be Laurie. He's not going after Laurie specifically. I think that made me enjoy this movie even more because that makes Michael more unpredictable then. Because if you think he's just going to be coming after Jamie Lee Curtis, you're wrong. He'll come after Big John and Little John or fucking the mob that tries to kill him. So I liked that it added that sense of unpredictability to Michael and that he wasn't just a Jason that was, I'm just coming for you and only you or whatever.
Yeah. But that also begs the question, what was the whole point of him going after Lori so much before, though?
Well, so in 78, he was already at the house when she stopped by and dropped off the stuff, so he started following her there. So, a chance encounter. And then she obviously spent 40 years just going crazy about it, thinking like, oh, he's coming for me, he's coming for me, he's coming for me, telling everybody that, everybody believing that. But then, yeah, Sartain took him to her house. He had no idea where she was. It's not like he pulled a Terminator, looked in the phone book, and just started checking names off of the list as he was going. So I guess it's just fate that keeps bringing them together, but not really in this movie all that much. Even though the ending, they do kind of speak, I guess.
So so it's not like the one that got away kind of situation. Like, I would have killed you. I should have killed you, but you managed to get away, and I can't have that on my fucking rap sheet. So I'm gonna continue pursuing you. Like, that's what I thought. But
yeah, no, and Ends just was like, nope. He's just wanting to go home because there's something about his sister's window, which I know, not the most sexy thing, but at least it's not the same thing that we'd seen over and over and over again in like H2O, Resurrection, even Halloween 2. He's going after her specifically in Halloween 2. So the fact that Kills had the balls to do something different and, in my mind, nail it. Mad props just for that. Not doing the same tried and true. He's just going after Laurie's bit.
interesting.
And then obviously there is the hospital scene that's going on during the Big John Little John death sequence.
I thought that, okay, I do remember the hospital scene being one of the things I had a gripe about. And I don't remember what the specific gripe was, but I remember I didn't like it. I didn't like the whole mob getting fucked up in the whole hospital and, like, starting a riot in the hospital and shit, because, I mean, I guess it's just showing how mob mentality works and people not thinking straight and, like, going mad and whatnot. But I was like, dude, one, this is all fucked up, and you guys are probably killing more people than Mikey is right now, like, in the hospital, because you all are being a bunch of fucking assholes for no reason whatsoever. Just chill out, go find Michael, because he's not here. Like, what are you doing?
But the problem is everybody thought he was.
Oh, yeah, they thought he was not. He didn't have his mask on or something.
Yeah, they thought they were chasing Michael throughout the hospital.
And they chased that one guy, the guy that was, like, not all there.
The bully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because most of the people that were, like, there were some older people in the mob, of course, but there were a lot of younger people that, one, probably didn't pay attention to the news to see that there was two guys, this bald guy or this short fat guy. Who could Michael Myers be?
Not the short fat guy by any stretch.
Yeah. And, Lori obviously says it's not him, but then, she gets her stitches all fucked up. And by that point, it's already gone. It's out of control. They're going to do what they're going to do. And I did like Brackett's line is, I'm paraphrasing, but now we've become the monsters. And it's like, yeah, no, that's what happens when you get a bunch of dumb fucking people together and start chanting "Evil dies tonight."
That's
what happens.
Like, word for word, that's what happens.
To a T.
That is the most efficient way to get people to fucking do stupid shit.
So after the hospital sequence, then we find out that Lonnie, Cameron, and Allison are outside of Michael's house because they tracked where he'd killed people and saw it was just basically a straight line to his house.
Yeah.
So Lonnie, trying to be the drunken hero, goes in by himself. That doesn't end well. And then Cameron and Allison go in. And I didn't think very highly of Cameron in 2018. He was a fucking douchebag. And then in this movie, he was a little bitch boy. And little bitch boy got his fucking spinal column like completely severed at his fucking at the neck.
Cameron. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then Allison puts up a good fight, fucks up her knee. And then Karen comes out of nowhere, boom, pitchfork to the back, stomps the back of his neck. He's dead. No, he's not. He's never dead. Until ends. But then anyways, she takes his mask, gives a long spiel about being an innocent woman, runs, lures Michael into a trap where you think, okay, there's like 20, 30 people here. They're going to beat this bastard down, rip him limb from limb, and be done with it. Yep, you thought wrong again.
This is Michael fucking Myers, dude.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, I just took down 11 firefighters. I'll take down 20 of you bastards. Especially when one of you's weapon of choice is an iron. Like
Yeah.
the Iron Maiden of Haddonfield, really? Like, come on, bitch.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Um, so then Michael fucked everybody up. And I didn't like, this is probably one of my cons, but the cons don't really affect how I feel about this movie. Um, the way that the massacre was shot, especially when Michael's killing all of them, and it wasn't like in the street, it was like blacked out and
Yeah. Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
I did not really like that, but once again, not the biggest thing.
It almost felt like
I wish,
a stage prop or something.
yeah, it
Yeah.
did. And I really wish that Tommy would have got some good damage in on Michael. Because, they were building up Tommy this whole time to be this guy who's going to fight him. And I would have liked to at least seen him get two solid punches in on Michael.
So
Before.
did he
And
actually attack him at all? Did he get a chance to attack him, or did he die outright?
No, Tommy. So when they first originally were beating him, Tommy got the last hit on him with Huckleberry, and it dropped him. But then when Michael started going ham, Tommy backed up like a little bitch boy, and then Tommy came at him 1-on-1, and he gets the Big John freaking knife to the armpit,
Man.
and then
I
he
know
gets
that
his
didn't
head.
feel good.
Oh yeah, no, it did not.
God damn.
And then, Michael smashes his face in with old Huckleberry. And then in the unrated cut, there is a broken piece of old Huckleberry, to which then Michael Myers stabs down on him, which is awesome.
Yeah,
And
so
and then he kills Karen, and then it's the end. Halloween
Yeah.
kills, baby.
I guess what happened in Halloween Ends is a direct result of him getting his ass handed to him for a little bit in the end of Kills.
Yeah.
And then he becomes a bitch in Halloween Ends.
We're not on ends yet.
Ah, fuck. I
We're
know,
on
but
kills.
Jesus Christ, man. I know, but yeah, okay. The killing sequence I agree, or the mob sequence I agree at the end. The whole like it being a movie set with like stage actors and stuff is what it felt like. I 100% agree there. I feel like they were trying to go for something like a little bit more like quote unquote badass rather than something that would have actually happened. And they were trying to make it more flavorful than it would be like the actual series of events unfolding, you know what I mean? Even though I feel like that just completely fell flat. But I think another thing I hated the most about this movie, actually no, I take that back. I think it was the trailer for Halloween Ends that I didn't like. Which one was the trailer where they were all like, there was just a big fucking action sequence and it felt like a goddamn Expendables trailer where they were all like cocking guns and shit and like I don't remember which one it was, but it was either Ends or Kills.
That would have probably been kills.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I thought that was like, dude, this is supposed to be a horror movie, and this is a fucking Jason Statham movie now. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
What is going on with this trailer, dude? And I feel like it just felt that way throughout the movie too, with the mob for the most part. I didn't like.
Halloween Transporter.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I just. It didn't feel like a fucking Halloween movie is all. It felt like a goddamn action movie, you know? But
I will say this straight up. God, I can't talk today. Unique New York, a slasher on steroids. Just I loved. So you have to think that in '78 and 2018, Michael Myers is just being Michael Myers. No emotion, no nothing, just killing. And this one, Michael Myers is fucking angry and killing, and it shows in the way that he fucking kills people. Because we didn't even talk about the old guy and the old lady gets pulled down over the glass and neck.
oh yeah,
And then I basically don't ever talk about the light bulb kill because Halloween Ends retcon that.
the light bulb kill.
Yeah, like the old black lady, like she gets the light.
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
fluorescent light. Yeah, Ends retcon that.
Really?
But yeah, one thing I'd be remiss not to touch on about this, and I know this was a big complaint with people, and I get it. I see it and hear it every single time I watch this movie, but it just doesn't bother me as bad as it did other people. The dialogue in this movie can be very, very clunky. Michael Myers has haunted this town for 40 years. Tonight that ends. And it's like, no, like, just say, this motherfucker is gonna get it.
Yeah, like I said, it felt like a fucking Jason Statham movie or a Sylvester Stallone movie or some shit like that from the mid-2000s.
Hey.
What?
Leave Stallone out of this.
Dude, I love Sylvester Stallone, but this is a fucking Halloween movie, not Rambo.
So you're telling me you would not want to see Rambo versus Michael Myers?
Maybe in like a Freddy versus Jason kind of situation, but
yeah,
not as part of the fucking trilogy that's supposed to be explaining this story, which was, in my opinion, a little bit haphazardly put together to begin with. No.
I don't think the original was, but yeah, by the time they tried to branch it into a trilogy, then yes.
Dude.
But yeah, Rambo would have been... God damn, if Rambo would have been in this would have probably been one of the greatest movies of all time. Let's just get that out of the way right now.
I will say that aside from it not feeling, to me, like a Halloween movie, some of the kills were very cool. I did like I said, I liked the Little John and Big John one. I agree with you there. The light bulb kill, now that you refreshed me on it, I liked that. I mean, I think all the parts in this movie with Michael Myers in it were great. I think everything else kind of fell flat.
Kind of like Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Which one was that? Fuck.
The one that Michael Dougherty wrote and directed. Not flashing back to our Krampus chapter.
Oh, yeah, okay. I got you. We did have this exact conversation, yeah. Yes. I know what you're talking about, yeah. Stuff with Godzilla, it was great, but everything else fell flat. But that kind of sucks because Godzilla was only in it for like 20 minutes.
So exact sameness here.
Yeah, and I think that's just a shame when the movie is literally about Laurie and Michael, and Laurie was in the fucking hospital the whole goddamn time. And
well, that's okay. So that's what I was literally saying. Why I liked this movie. It wasn't just Michael going after Laurie. Laurie was still in play, but Michael had other motives or another power.
Yeah,
whatever.
I suppose.
Because I don't want to see Michael going after Laurie every single freaking movie. It gets boring, you know. And this one did something different, and that's why I love this movie. And I don't throw that word around very haphazardly. I've watched this movie so many times; it's my go-to-sleep movie when I'm ready to pass out. And it's easily my favorite of the Halloween franchise, which that's what will get me stabbed at a Halloween convention.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. Nope, I said it.
Man.
And I meant it. And, oh, hey, Jacob, another closing fact for Halloween Kills. You know Hunter's Moon by Ghost is playing during the end credits?
I feel like I did know that. I feel like you told me that.
Yes, I did.
Maybe it's another reason I fucking hate it.
Could be. All right. So anyways.
I'll be honest, when I seen it in the theaters, I didn't stay long enough for the credits. I was like, no, I don't want to watch this anymore. I left.
I feel bad I didn't even see it in theaters because it was just same day Peacock. So I was like, okay.
No, I saw all three of them in theaters, but I actually kind of wish I hadn't seen Ends in theaters. But
I wish I would have seen Kills in theaters. I'm glad I did not see Halloween Ends in theaters. The movie we're talking about now.
Yikes.
Perfect transition.
Yeah, this was rough.
God. Yeah.
Rough is not even the word. Rough is not even the word.
I'm going to go ahead and say this. This movie is bad. It is very bad. Freaking Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. That is, up until this movie, one of the worst Halloween movies in my mind because of the white horse and just the way Laurie was very erratic in that movie. I can still find edited versions that fix that, and it still makes sense, and it is a great slasher. I have looked for different cuts of this movie, fan edits, whatever, to try and save it. But the problem is this Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 was bad in execution. Um, this movie was bad from the get go with a with a fucking horrible story. You want to turn this into an essential whodunit? Fuck, dude. Like,
Yeah, no. No.
Friday the 13th Part 5 is one of the most garbage ass slashers. So, you know what? David Gordon Green and Danny McBride thought, hey, let's fucking adapt that into the Halloween universe. Let's make that happen. Come fuck on. Come on.
No.
And I'm sorry. Like, this movie, it essentially retcons the, like, well, it retcons the light bulb kill, first off, which was just super awesome. You know, stab, blood going into the light bulb. Amazing. Nope, she's still alive. Okay, bullshit.
Right. No one's
It also, yeah, it also takes place 4 years after 2018 and kills. So by that point, Lori makes a house that's not a trap, but she makes a house of love. And this
Safe
and this
haven.
and this. And yeah, a safe haven from the world. And like, what? I understand you can go through therapy, but Jesus Christ, you were traumatized for over 40 years.
Yeah, so
And-
10% of that is going to just get you clean.
Yeah.
No.
Like, God, dude.
No.
And I just legitimately hate this movie.
Yeah.
Like, and it sucks because the score is the best out of the three movies. The score is top tier in all three movies. I feel it is the best in Halloween Ends. I don't think there was any like, oh god, that guy acted like shit or anything like that. No, I thought everybody played perfectly what they were supposed to. It's just that what they were supposed to be playing was shit.
Yeah, I think it completely destroyed the daughter's character too.
Yeah.
Allison, right?
Yeah, that's yeah, she's a granddaughter.
Yeah, the granddaughter. Yeah, I think it completely soiled her character entirely. It took everything that she had been doing for the last two movies and just shat all over it. Dude, honestly, I think they did that with everybody's character, including Lori. But don't even get me fucking started on how they did my boy Michael Myers. Because it was not, dude, dirty is not even the word to use to describe the bullshit, the absolute fuckery that they did to Michael Myers in this movie.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Okay, and so let's go ahead. You remember when I mentioned Warren County, Illinois is essentially Galesburg and Monmouth, yes? Okay. I don't know anybody that lives up there, and I know a few people. They don't talk with New York accents, and our band kids aren't bullies.
Oh.
What are you doing, Coy? Get me some beers.
Yeah.
Like,
oh.
oh,
Oof. And it's not
Okay,
not even close enough to Chicago to make that connection either.
yeah, it is nowhere fucking near it. And
Yeah.
people can say, "Oh, it's fictional. It's fictional." Okay, motherfucker. They literally mention Highway 7 or they mention Interstate 74, which runs through Galesburg.
Yeah.
Do not tell me that it's just all fictional. Yeah, if they would have threw a random number, maybe. No, they knew what the fuck they were basing this off of.
Yeah. And it's not like they don't have like all the means to do that kind of research. Not to mention you wouldn't even really have to do a whole lot of research to know that those accents don't fit the area. Period.
Yeah, and it wasn't just the band kid.
dialects.
Corey's mom talked the exact same way. I was like,
Unless they're
what the
from
fuck?
New England or something, or
I don't
they
know.
moved here, but
Shit, completely unrelated characters with the exact same accent. Yeah, no.
yeah,
No.
that's fair.
That's bad. That's bad casting and dumb fucking writing.
Yeah.
Because you could sit there and say, "Oh, we flipped it on its ear and we made the band kids the bullies." No, the band kids got bullied. You don't break that. That is a thing. My wife was in band.
Yeah.
You want me to get her up here and tell you she was bullied? Because she was.
Trust me, I've been friends with many band kids, and I can tell you right now, They were the
Yeah.
ones getting bullied. Period.
So that whole thing was stupid. It was so dumb. And the romance, I'm gonna fall head over heels in love with you in 3 days, and then we're gonna run away together. Blah 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 blah. Yada yada yada. That dumb 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 dumb.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm more pissed off that I've given this movie so many chances. It's like, okay, maybe I just wasn't getting it. Maybe I'm just holding ends or not ends, sorry, kills to such a high regard that it's shitting on this. And it's none of that.
No, it was
It's
bad.
literally because Terrifier 2 came out a week before this and blew my fucking socks off and set the bar where it needed to be set. And this movie couldn't even set the bar the Kills set the year before it.
Yeah.
Like, and then
Rough all around.
the whole time, once again, they were sitting there. Oh, the final battle between Michael and Laurie, life or death, blah blah blah. And then it's literally 2 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
It is 2 goddamn minutes.
Yeah. And he, dude, I'm surprised Michael lasted 2 minutes, to be honest with you. He got he got bested by a fucking idiot in the sewer.
Yeah,
Like,
he
what?
got straight up punked by a fucking engineering fucking college student that worked at a damn a freaking scrapyard.
Yeah. No, not happening.
Like this movie
That is some
was
bullshit.
yeah, it's just, oh god, it's so frustrating because, yeah, like I said, I gave this movie so many chances, and there are certain elements that like I do love about this movie, like the entire junkyard scene, like where Corey, after he takes the mask and then he's getting the band bullies, awesome. Like, atmosphere, the score, just that song. Like, I just listen to that song sometimes.
Yeah.
But then like it's like an 8 out of 10 in a negative 8 out of 10 movie. So and they pull away from everything. And like
Yeah.
I mentioned, Terrifier 2, like I wanted to see that kid get his face blowtorched. I didn't want to see it so that it was out of focus. No, I wanted to see that little bastard's face burn. And I did not get that. I didn't get to see the drumstick go into the other mullet-wearing douchebag's eye. We didn't see the other girl get beat to death. We saw the one girl get her head stomped in. Yeah, cool. We've already seen that in the movies before, too, with Sartain in 2018.
Dude, we got to see that in the Pizzaverse. It was you.
Yeah, it was me. And, yeah, it was totally pleasant to film that.
Yeah. It was a great time.
Yeah. But I think I've genuinely said everything good that I have to about Michael. The last positive thing I will say is, unlike any other Halloween movie, at least they legit did have the balls to kill him the fuck off.
Yeah.
And they killed him fucking dead.
Yeah. It was a wood chipper, wasn't it? Or no, it was one of those big metal grinders or something.
Well, they slashed his throat, slashed his wrists, and then they took him to the junkyard and then ran him into one of those things that like chops up cars into little pieces.
Yeah. That's right.
So at least they knew what they wanted to do, and they didn't like pussyfoot around about it. Like, they made it happen, but still, bad is bad, no matter which way you slice it.
Yeah. Honestly, it wouldn't even surprise me with how bad it was if they were to come back in like a couple of years just for the sake of money and be like, oh, his fucking essence lives on and possessed a child that was born yesterday or whatever, and he grows up to be fucking Michael again or something, some crazy shit like that. It would not surprise me in the slightest, because that's the kind of delusion that I felt during this movie, because there's not a single person that I'm aware of, and anybody in the comments can correct me if you want. Derek, you can correct me if you want. But I don't know a single person that is a Halloween fan. I'm talking about the movies. that would have agreed to anything plot related to this movie whatsoever before it was shot. And they know that. They know that nobody in their right mind would have ever been okay with this. No, none of the fans, none of the previous developers, nobody would have been like, man, I think Mikey needs to get his ass handed to him by an idiot in the fucking cellar or drain.
Yeah, Storm Drain.
Yeah, nobody would have greenlit that. And they know damn well. They know damn well that nobody would have cleared that. So the delusion that created this movie, in my opinion, would not surprise me if that same delusion recreates some bullshit in a couple years, continuing this story.
The thing that's good is we know this story will not continue because the rights, like they went from, I believe it was, Blumhouse was at least making the movies, but now Dimension owns the rights again. Mm-hmm. And all I'm going to say is that's not good either. So,
what have they done?
Well, I'm pretty sure Dimension did, hold on, let me check. I believe they were responsible for, I thought, H2O and Resurrection.
Oh, I haven't seen those.
Oh God, they're so bad.
I've heard things about H2O. I just don't think I've ever watched it.
Yeah, Dimension definitely distributed Resurrection. That is the hands down worst Halloween movie. And then the worst aging Halloween movie. Yep, distributed by Dimension Films. H2O. The more time goes on, even there is no amount of Creed that can save this movie. None. Because it gets worse each frickin' viewing. Each viewing it gets worse. At least for me.
H2O does that follow in the original line of story, or is it its own like thing like Halloween 3 was, or what?
H2O is basically a sequel to Halloween 2. So everything that happened in the first two Halloweens then happened in H2O.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, because Halloween has different timelines, so it makes everything more confusing than it has any right to be.
Because I know Halloween 3, which I finally watched last year, I know that one diverged from the whole Michael Myers thing.
But Michael Myers is technically in Halloween 3.
Is he really?
Yeah, because the TV is playing Halloween when Tom Atkins is sitting in the room.
Yeah. Okay, I remember that. That was pretty cool. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that whoever greenlit this movie is a fucking idiot, and they obviously don't know the fans. They're tone deaf as fuck. They have no idea of what anybody, dude. Were you aware of the whole Diablo Immortal fiasco, like announcement and shit that they did at BlizzCon for Diablo Immortal?
Refresh me, because I think I am. Yeah,
when they went on stage and they announced Diablo Immortal and they said it's a mobile game, and then everyone was like, "Okay, is it gonna be a PC game too?" Because we're Diablo fans. We were kind of pissed off that it got ported to console to begin with, but we've been okay with that since. However, a mobile game? We're PC nerds, you know? Like, this is exactly the reaction that I'd expect, you know? And then the dude that announced it was that they were getting, like, a bunch of questions and, like, confusion about it. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And the guy looked at the crowd and said, "Do you guys not have phones?" And that, like, what? No! Yes, we have phones, but we don't want to fucking play Diablo on our phone. We want to play it on our fucking PCs. Like, that's where we play Diablo. It's a fucking PC game. Anyway, they had since like apologized for all that because they realized how delusional it was. But that's what this felt like. This felt like a whole like, oh dude, we're gonna give them this like totally left field thing that nobody fucking asked for, and they're gonna praise us for it because it's gonna be the coolest thing that we ever do ever because we're going against the grain. We're doing something cool. When it clearly is not anywhere close to what people are expecting or wanting, or not the good against the grain. It's the, like, there's a reason this particular grain is here.
Yeah,
and you guys are just like,
go against it.
No, I mean, come on, dude. It just, delusion is the only thing I can think of to describe how this movie even came into a concept, let alone development and production and editing. Like, oh,
I still wish like, and I don't know how much truth there was behind this, but originally it was floating around that the movies were all supposed to take place in one night, 24 style, like I
Right,
already
right.
mentioned. And then shortly after Kills came out and wasn't received as well as uh, Halloween 2018, then it was like, oh, this one's set 4 years later. It feels like they course corrected. It's like, no, see it through. You're still gonna make money. Fuck. If they would have kept it in that and had it the same night as the other two, yeah, we would have been working with C tier freaking characters in the Halloween universe because everybody was beyond fucked up by the end of Kills. There is no doubt in my mind it would have still wound up better than this
Oh yeah,
garbage that they gave us. I am
absolutely.
so glad. I originally debated on calling into work the day this came out so I could go see an advance showing. And then I was like, no, you know what? Be patient. Wake up at 5 in the morning and then watch it on Peacock. And that's what I did. And I remember I finished it and I was like, what the fuck was that? Like,
Yeah,
what? I couldn't even go back to sleep because I was so pissed off about it.
it was rough, dude. Had I not, I'm pretty sure I seen this in theaters because I don't think I would have continued watching it had it not been me sitting in a movie theater. Honestly, I don't think I would have stayed. If I was
Yeah.
watching it at home, I would have shut it off. I would have shut it off. The second Michael got his ass handed to him, I would have turned it off and I would have never watched the rest of it until we decided to
Just
make this podcast.
You're just a man in a Halloween mask.
Yeah, dude, I would have been like, no, this is
Well,
done. We're finished.
you're just a bitch boy fucking copied out of Christine because David Gordon Green was having I don't know. Fuck Halloween ends.
Yeah,
I won't say it's worse than Resurrection, but it is down there. It
I haven't seen it. I probably won't
oh
if it's that bad.
yeah, it's really bad. Early 2000s slasher bad.
Oh,
Like,
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
as far as the, I know you mentioned the Rob Zombie Halloweens. I did just want to mention that I have a little bit of a bias to those just because those are the first Halloween movies I saw. Like we've discussed on this channel as well as I've discussed with you. I'm pretty sure I'm late to the fucking horror movie game. Like within the last 10-ish years or so, I've been getting into horror and I've gotten to the point now where I can consider myself a horror fan finally, like before I kind of just dabbled in it. I was trying to catch up with all the stuff that people would watch when they were kids and shit and just never was my cup of tea. But some of the first horror movies that I watched like willingly, like when I was getting into horror movies and stuff like that, um, I'm pretty sure was the Rob Zombie Halloweens. And the only reason I chose those first are because those were the ones that were chosen first for me, rather, because it was my cousin is the one that showed them to me. But it's because we were on a Rob Zombie movie kick. Like, we were just watching Rob Zombie movies. And those obviously were just the last ones in line. And we were like, fuck it, let's watch these. And
yeah.
so those are the first Halloween movies that I ever watched. And so I'm just a hair biased. However, obviously, after seeing the originals and seeing this trilogy and stuff, and talking to Halloween fans, of course, I understand why people didn't like them so much, and I completely get the gripes with them. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought they were fun, but
I'm in the rare camp that I do really enjoy Rob Zombie's first Halloween. I loved it.
yeah,
I still have fun with it. I get it. Rob Zombie white trashed it up, and people are like, "Oh, people don't really talk like that," and I'm like, "Really? You're gonna believe that?" I've
yikes,
seen that. I've seen that. My family never talked to each other that way, thank God. But
yeah,
I have seen that other places. So to sit there and say, "Oh, people don't really talk like that," you are naive and you are ignorant.
yeah,
Experience the world.
yeah, probably sheltered,
Yeah, and probably had a silver spoon right up your anus too.
yeah,
But so yeah, that never bothered me. And Danielle Harris coming back to play Annie, awesome. Brad Dourif as Sheriff Brackett,
oh yeah,
awesome.
I love Brad Dourif and everything. So
Oh yeah, so the first Rob Zombie Halloween, absolutely love. Second one, the theatrical and the unrated or producer's cut or whatever it is. Neither one of those are for me, but there are fan edits on YouTube that like take all the dumb shit out, and it is a good slasher movie.
Nice.
So, I guess let's go ahead. Let's do some ratings really quick. Halloween 2018. What would you give it?
Are we doing an overall rating compared to any other horror movie, or specifically within the confines of this trilogy?
Mm, you can use the other Halloweens to like
Okay.
where you would put it.
So
So I think I got my numbers about down.
if that's the case, are we doing 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 5?
1 out of 10.
Okay. So 1 out of 10, or 1 to 10, I'd probably give it probably a 5.
Oh God, that's way lower than what I thought you were gonna say.
I'd probably give it a 5 because I know my next ones are going to be worse.
Oh man.
And that's only because I really enjoyed the first 2/3 of it. I thought it was great. That last third of the movie completely killed it for me, and it pissed me off. To the point where I have ranted about this to you, to Toby, to other people. Like, dude, it just irks the fuck out of me. And I don't know. Just, and that's also the only one I've seen more than once, I'm pretty sure. The other two I have not watched again because I can't. I don't like them. I don't
So
like
I would give 2018 either an 8 or an 8.5.
them. Oof.
It was good. I liked it. One thing I forgot to talk about was the very long tracking shot where literally, grabs the hammer, then he goes in, beats the bitch, walks around. I mean, that's one solid cut
Yeah.
throughout the movie.
You know what?
So
I'll give it a 6. I'll give it a 6 because the rest, the whole, like I said, the whole bringing up to that climax was great for me. I did very much enjoy that. I'll give it a 6.
okay.
But
But
anyway,
yeah, no, it was good. It's anybody, if you're a fan of the Halloween movies or just slasher movies, if you haven't seen this one, watch it. It is good for its merits. You might have some issues with the end. That's fine. But just watch it. So
give it a shot at least.
Halloween Kills. Go.
Halloween Kills, I'd probably, for the firefight scene in the beginning, and probably the car scene. And what that was at a park, right? They were in a park during that scene.
Yeah.
For those two scenes alone, I'd probably give it a 5. Because I did not like the movie as a whole as much as I did the first one. But those two scenes were pretty solid. If it wasn't for those two scenes being in the movie, definitely a 4. But I'd give it a 5 probably. Just
I will give it a 9.5.
Yikes.
I'm serious. I love Halloween Kills. Like it's cons don't bother me because like some movies,
Oh, and Little John,
can,
Big John as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
But some cons in other movies they can be like they can completely just break everything. And for some people, I get it. That stuff did for you, and I'm sorry for you. It did not for me though. So I got a souped up slasher movie that actually made Friday the 13th or no. It bumped Friday the 13th from second in the big 3 to third for me. So Nightmare still won. Nightmare will always be one.
Nightmare's always one, man. Freddy? Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, hold on a second.
You ain't beating
Freddy
Freddy.
posters in the background.
Yeah. Not happening. You ain't beating Freddy.
Yeah, hell no. But no, Halloween Kills. I do thoroughly love this movie. All right. Halloween Ends.
Oh, yikes. Do I have to?
Yes.
Fuck. Halloween Ends. I can't give it a 4. I sure as fuck ain't giving it above a 4. Yikes. What were some of the big kills in Halloween Ends again?
The Junkyard.
The Junkyard. Okay, yeah, the
And
Junkyard.
then Dr. Mathis, the cop.
Mm.
Yeah, not a whole lot really. The
Oh, the
DJ.
DJ. That's the one I was thinking of. The DJ.
I actually did not like that kill.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay for the movie, like, because there really wasn't a whole lot in there to begin with, but
I really didn't like the editing of it because
Oh.
it's like, oh, smashing his face, and then all of a sudden, his jaw is hanging clear down here, and then just Michael's hand. Like, I didn't like the way that was all put together.
That's fair.
At all.
That's fair. Um, dude, I think for the junkyard scene and the fact that they threw him into a fucking car crusher at the end, I'll give it a 2.5 for that. And that's a point for one of those scenes and a 1.5 for the other one of those scenes. The rest of the movie doesn't even get a point. That's my fucking rating for Halloween Ends.
Okay, so I will say best score out of all three. That has to be factored in.
Oh, the
'Cause it
score,
is
I guess,
amazing.
could be the half a point. There we go. One for
Yeah.
one of the scenes, the other for the other scene, and then half a point for the fucking score being fantastic as usual.
Score, great.
Yeah.
Like I said, I thought everybody did good, but good was shit. Like
Yeah.
there was no polishing this turd. There wasn't like, oh god, that guy's acting is god awful. Get him off of the screen or anything like that. That never happened, but when the product started off as complete dog shit,
Yeah. There's only so much you can do with dog shit.
yeah, you can't. You're not polishing that. I don't care what MythBusters says.
Yeah.
So just based off of the fact that there were good performances, but they're shit. The score was absolutely amazing, and the junkyard scene. Even though it sounded like I was shitting on it, I still love the junkyard scene. I can't go any higher than a 4, and that's all the higher I'll go.
Yeah, you're being generous, I think. It was
Yeah.
pretty rough.
I love that score. That's no bullshit.
You know what?
Love it.
You make a good point. I'll give the score a 1.5. The other two scenes get the other point. I'm still keeping it at 2.5 though.
So yeah, that's it. Basically, almost in agreement of the orders. Well, at least we agree that Halloween Ends is the absolute worst of the trilogy. Like
I guarantee you,
mile.
I honestly don't know anybody that doesn't think that. However, I did just look at the audience and Rotten Tomato scores and shit. I don't believe
It's
it.
bullshit.
I don't believe
it's
it at all.
bullshit.
Yeah.
I already know it because it says Ends is better than Kills, and it makes no fucking sense.
Dude,
to me.
it says the audience score is a 57%. That is some cracked out shit. That is like 50% way too high to be accurate. Period. Yeah. And the tomato meter is 40%? Dude.
Yeah, and Kills is worse than that, too. It makes no sense.
I know movies that are just like absolute bangers that have worse scores than that. Like, through and through bangers that have worse scores than that. There's no fucking way. And then Halloween Kills.
It's got worse scores. I think the audience score is higher, but the tomato meter score is either 39 or 37, I think.
39 tomato meter. Oh. And the audience score is 66. Yeah, no. You're all full of crack. There's no fucking way.
Nope.
Halloween 2018.
It's got good. I think it was like 75 for it's certified fresh.
79.
79, okay.
Yep, 79 and 72 respectively. So, I mean, it is what it is, but there's no snowball's chance in hell that the fucking audience score is 57%. No. No. You're not convincing me that there is that much delusion within the audience score. No, it's just not. It can't be.
You could literally kidnap me and be like, tell me Halloween Ends is good, or you're gonna get it. And it's like,
dude, I'd get it.
Just fucking shoot me. All right.
Exactly.
I've got integrity, damn it.
Yeah, not happening, dude. You're not gonna make me tell you that that's a good movie, whether my life depended on it or not. It's not happening.
Yeah. piss off.
Piss off. Fuck you off.
But so yeah, that concludes David Gordon Green's Halloween trilogy.
Gordon Green David.
Yeah, Gordon David Green McBride. Danny.
Brad Dourif.
But wrong one.
We're just saying names now.
So, Jacob, do you want to enlighten everybody as to what next week's episode is going to be?
Okay, so as we do have you guys on kind of a schedule here, we do kind of a movie thing and then a music thing and then a movie thing and a music thing. Next week will be a music thing, and it's a very cool music thing that we're going to be doing with a very, 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 very great band. A band that I actually mentioned previously in this video.
Yes.
And it's not Seven Dust.
I think we mentioned them in every video, just to be honest. And it's not Ice Nine Kills either.
It's not Ice Nine Kills. It is, in fact, Trivium. We will be doing...
Wait, what?
Don't ever say that shit again. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to be doing a album versus with Trivium. And Derek, I don't know if you want to explain a little bit further into what that is, or you just want to wait for the episode to come out. We'll give kind of a refresh or a briefing, maybe a little tidbit so people know what to look forward to, I guess. But
so for our first ever album versus, it will be Trivium's "What the Dead Men Say" versus Trivium's "In the Court of the Dragon." And basically, we'll take track 1 versus track 1, track 2 versus track 2, and so on and so forth. And then, at the end, we will be able to put together our own Dead Men and Dragons album.
What the Dead Dragons say.
Yeah, what the Dead Dragons say in their court.
In the Court of the Dead Men.
In the Court of the Dead Men say dragons. Work with it. You'll figure something out.
We'll figure something out, yeah.
But no, as we've previously stated in just about every other chapter that we have done, we love Trivium.
Oh, yeah.
So this seems like... I mean, do we need an excuse to talk about Trivium? We're excited for a new album this year that hopefully we'll get.
Exactly.
And we're looking back on the last 2 bangers that they put out. And in 2020 and 2021.
That just gives me more excuses to listen to 2 awesome albums from a band that I fucking love. I mean, yes. I'm here for it. And you already know I'm open and willing to do that. So I was already doing that. I was already listening to a shit ton of Trivium the other day, but...
He's getting ready.
Dude,
I'm always ready to go.
Always ready for Trivium, dude. Man,
but yeah, do not forget to turn in when we put that one out. That'll be what? No, next week. Yeah, next week. Yeah, we got
next week.
My brain is I'm all over the place.
It is currently, as we speak tonight, it is Friday. This is when this episode is coming out.
Yes, it is a Friday, and next Friday we will be discussing the Trivium album versus...
The 12th. On the 12th, we will be discussing Trivium.
Yeah, wow, my days are all fucked up.
I feel you, dude. This holiday's been wild.
Yeah.
This holiday's just been a mush of, like, a lot of stuff. Just
all kinds
together.
Of bullshit.
Yeah, all over the damn
But guys, what did you think of the David Gordon Green trilogy? Did you like it? Do you think Jacob's crazy? Do you think I'm an asshole for thinking Halloween Kills is the best of the franchise?
Do you think we're both
Let
assholes?
us know. Yeah, like, do you want to fight?
I'm here for it, dude.
You want to go there?
I got some pointy-ass knuckles. Let's do it.
Gee, what? Fuck.
We're going to fight.
I guess it's going to happen.
Dude.
But let us know down below, please.
Yeah. Give us your scores. And it better not be no 57 fucking % either.
if you really okay, you know what? Please comment below if you loved Halloween Ends. Tell us where we're wrong, and then I will message you back and tell you where you're wrong.
Okay, if you really liked Halloween Ends, tell us about it, just so we know to delete your comments immediately.
Yeah. And we'll block you faster than I can't think of a clever, witty comeback right now, but you're going to get blocked so fast.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. If you like it, you like it. Whatever. It's okay to be wrong sometimes, I guess, but...
Yeah, everybody's entitled to their wrong opinions.
But regardless, tell us what you think. Give us your scores in the comments, and, yeah. we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Peace.